Okay, moving on to 20, appointments of commissions and boards, recommendations by the committee. I think there might be a little discussion on this one. Any comments from council members as to the choices? And yes.
When we look at building a community and community involvement, and certainly with the strategic position of planning in our that board and how instrumental they are to providing standards and maintaining those standards within the city of Yuba City. I guess I'm having a very large problem with the fact that we didn't have more individuals apply for it. And quite honestly, between myself and the world, I'm not on the community involvement side. The recommendation, 14 is a recommendation from her community involvement in what she does, whether it be through the DBA, the summer stroll, and all of those things. My vision of 14 is one that I think lacks a certain level of I don't know, decorum, partially. Secondly, good solid relations that would be a negotiable position, one that would reflect well upon the city in trying to advocate for projects. And I'm not here to beat her up. I'm just saying we have had incredible individuals on that board for such a long time that's really, I guess the mark has been set high, and I'd like to see that mark stay high. And I don't know who all the applicants were. So all I know is one that I'm seeing here on a sheet of paper. You know, again, she does a remarkable job with different projects. I'm just not sure the vision of Yuba City is something that I have seen from her. So I guess that's one of my concerns and opposition to that person.
Okay, I understand. Anybody else? I will actually respond a little bit to that. I understand and actually see the point that you're coming from, and you know I would, having worked so closely with her and not always agreeing, and seeing some of the instances that you're talking about, the different times that we have interviewed, there was a marked difference between the understanding of the responsibility, and we did not coach anybody in any way from the time they previously applied to now. They've had to figure out themselves. Understanding, like, because I didn't start out understanding a lot of this stuff, and then when I noticed that something's not right, something's not being responded to right to me, I went back and figured out, where am I wrong? What am I not doing correctly? How am I not understanding this? Mm-hmm. There was a significant difference between the understanding of the responsibility of what a planning commissioner's job is. It's to follow the policies that are there. And then if you're a planning commissioner, you're going to have those documents, and you're going to have to go through that training to be a planning commissioner. The saving thing on this is it's only until 12/31/18. And for me, that would be definitely a testing grounds as to whether they qualify or not, with a short term there figured out. If they haven't figured it out, somebody else can say sorry, because there's actually someone there that I would like to say that to. I must admit it, and I understand completely where you're coming from on that. I just really felt that there was a marked difference since that person is no longer in a restaurant, no longer in a high pressure thing. Things are completely different. There has been a definite change in the approach and attitude. And I thought, you know, it's worth a try. Or we can go back out and try again for applications. I'm open to that too. I'm not gonna fall on the sword and stand my ground on this. It's up to the council to decide whether they want to go with the name. It's always the vote of the council. So, any more questions on that or comments, or how would they like to?
Yeah, through the mayor. I'm not going to repeat everything we just said because I agree with it. I think the role of the planning commission is extremely important, and we need to take that seriously. Not that you did not, but based on the applications that you had, that was one that filtered its way to the top in your mind, which I respect. However, I think time is on our side, and your suggestion that perhaps we consider seeking out other alternative applicants would be, I would be in favor of that. In fact, I'll make a motion to do so right now.
To go out on specifically the planning?
Yes.
But we do need to move with, and Joan Ellis, man, she rose to the top. She's phenomenal. There's no doubt about her on the senior commission. We need somebody like her on there. So with that, I have a motion to, is it to include Joan Ellis to be passed through correct as recommended, and then to go back out again to the planning commission?
Yes.
Okay. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Okay. We will go back out on to planning, and Joan Ellis is now the senior commission representative.